In the summer of 2013, I was privileged enough to travel to Cebu, Philippines on a service project. In the Philippines, a group of college students, including myself, conducted leadership and education workshops for 2 local high schools. Our goal was to prepare these students to later go and mentor younger students in an underprivileged community called GK La Rega. As soon as we arrived in Cebu, we went to the community to gain an understanding of their situation. We found out that this community was built on top of a graveyard, and only a year ago, these residents were living inside tombstones. With that in mind, we became more determined than ever to do our best on this project. Our whole team worked day and night in preparation for the upcoming workshops, and this included designing our workshop activities, preparing the necessary materials, and planning for an education fair which would later be held in the underprivileged community. I was part of the education committee, and our theme was inspiration. We created lesson plans the students could use when working with the kids in the community, and also had activities to help them create their own in the future. As some of the brightest children I have ever met, I definitely gained as much from them as they have from me, if not more. By the end of the trip, we managed to implement a full-on education fair, with the theme being Burn Bright. Along with playing games, this was the first time the high school students would enter the GK community and have their first lesson with the kids. We had an arts and crafts booth, a dance booth, and a games booth, and we even got the local mayor to show his support at our event. It was the most fulfilling feeling to see our high school mentees work with the GK students, because it felt as if everything we worked for has now come to fruition. Of course, aside from hard work, our team was also able to take a day off and enjoy the ocean. We went to a resort just outside of Cebu called Blue Water Maribago. While there, we got to rent a boat and went snorkeling in the ocean. And even though we were disappointed with the lack of sea animals we got to see, it was a much needed break for the whole team, and everyone had a great time. Our team consisted of students from all over America and 1 high school student from Vietnam. Even with such vast differences in our backgrounds, we were able to come together as one team and accomplish one goal. And despite being one of the most stressful things I've ever done, it was definitely a very meaningful experience, and I have made lifelong friends that have inspired me in endless ways. When I first arrived in the Philippines, I was lost, confused, and scared. But I left with memories I will never forget, with people I will never forget.